Alright there guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm doing a video just like last weekend, as we're talking about racism again, as I feel like I needed to make a second video on this topic because it's still it's still a massive issue, especially right now in America, but I want to talk about it of why and explain why it should be talked about more. And the sad thing is, I was actually planning on making a different video this weekend and a much more light-hearted one, but that will have to be for next weekend. And you could probably say, why don't you just upload it on Sunday with this video going up on the Saturday? And I could do that, but I just don't feel like that it's right for a light-hearted video that's normal for my channel to be on the very next day to a way more serious video. And you could say, yeah, but just 2 days after your racism, this video goes up, will be the next Bioshock 2 Minerva's Den episode. True, but the fact that I'm leaving Sunday blank again gives time for this video to settle and for possibly for more people to see it on my channel rather than just going on to whatever I've uploaded next. That's why I'm gonna leave Sunday blank again. So what do I want to talk about this time with discussing racism? And I'm probably not going to get any comments about this, but there's a good chance that some people would think I'm only making this video, as I did with the last one, just because it might get some good views. Well, I'm not making this video because of that. If it gets views, that would be good because it means more people are willing to watch a video on a serious topic. That's why getting a good amount of views would be a good thing, not because I actually need the views, but because it shows people want to see what others have to say about racism. So, as you guys probably know, it is still currently Pride Month, as it's still June. And just 3 days ago, I uploaded my second of 4 LGBT videos. But that's something I want to discuss in this video as well. You guys know that black people have Black History Month, right? And for the life of me, I can't remember if it's in March or November of the year. I don't know why. I can't remember. Considering I don't remember anyone talking about it in March, I'm pretty sure it's in November of this year, so still about 4.5 months away from it. But I feel that Black History Month just doesn't mean anything, because when we get to that month, nothing happens. Black people don't get to celebrate what they've achieved as what black people have achieved, whether it's having slavery ended or whatever. But because the thing is, not this year, but usually in Pride Month there are tons of LGBT events in public places in different parts around the world. There's parades and all sorts. I don't know really anything else because I've never been to an LGBT event, and I never will go to one. But I feel like that Black History Month should be more like Pride Month, but for black people exclusively. Because think about it. Black people in the US are still oppressed to this day because of police brutality, right? And in a country where being gay is completely accepted, right? In a country where being gay is completely accepted, and to some degree, gay people receive special treatment, why do black people not receive any? Well, first of all, why can black people not just receive the treatment that they should in the first place, which is the same as everybody else's? It should be fair and equal. But why? Because black people are a minority group. Just like LGBT people are a minority group, so are black people. But why don't black people have anything because of they're a minority group? They don't get anything special. They don't get a month that's like Pride Month. They don't get events like Pride parades. They don't get tons of companies every single year changing their logo from what it normally is to a rainbow. Yeah, that I get it. That doesn't really mean much. The thing is though, a lot of companies right now have actually changed their logo to a black logo rather than a rainbow one. And to the companies that have made their logos black rather than rainbow, I very, very much commend you, because even though the LGBT community think that they're the most important people right now, or a lot of people in that community think that they're the most important people right now because it's June. But no, right now, black people are the most important. That's why we have the Black Lives Matter movement going on. And also, just remember, the Black Lives Matter movement, as I said, is a movement, not a statement. There's a difference. Because black people need more support than ever right now. Like, the coronavirus cancelling Pride Month as much as how Pride Month regularly goes in June. The coronavirus kind of already cancelled that, but right now, Pride Month just should be cancelled altogether for this year, because it's not important right now. But we have our good old friends down at Pink News who are and a lot of other people actually talking about the Stonewall riots and how that was a riots against police brutality, just like the riots going on right now are, and they were led by black LGBT people. You see, here's the problem. What Pink News are doing is, here's how it goes. Everyone else, Black Lives Matter. Pink News, they won't admit it, but this is what they truly believe in. Only LGBT Black Lives Matter. They will never say it, of course. Pink News will never admit that they actually don't care about any black lives that are not LGBT, but that's the truth. I mean, they don't actually even care about black LGBT lives, as I've already talked about why I hate them, and I haven't finished talking about Pink News this month yet. Don't worry. I will I'll still have something to say about them right at the end of the month. But yeah, they don't really care about black LGBT lives, but they don't care about straight black people's lives. Even they care about straight black people's lives even less than that. What do you guys think? Do you think Black History Month should be turned into Black Pride Month, and basically all the special treatment that LGBT people receive in this month, black people get to receive in November of every year, because of the oppression they've already faced throughout history to begin with, such as slavery 250 years ago. Black people are the only minority group that had to be slaves. I think, don't quote me on that, but I think that black people are the only minority group out of them all that were actually slaves. Number 2, the KKK. Their sole existence is to hunt down and murder black people. Their entire organisation is literally based on racism. And that's the thing. LGBT people haven't actually ever been slaves to that. Not only have they not been slaves to that degree, they haven't been slaves like that at all. They also don't have a literal organisation that sole purpose is to hunt them down and murder them, like black people do with the KKK. I mean, we have LGBT people saying that Donald Trump is homophobic right now. Back in the day of around World War II, America had a racist president in Harry Truman. He was literally part of the KKK. He was actually part of the KKK because he was born and raised in the southern states of America. And the type of attacks that black people received back then never really went away. I may not have said this really much, but I've actually always held racism as a bigger issue than any LGBT phobia, homophobia, transphobia, etc. I've always held racism as a more important and bigger issue because I believe that it is. It's wrong to judge someone based on their sexuality, but it's even more wrong to base your judgment of someone because of the colour of their skin. Like, you really are a judgmental person if someone's skin colour determines how you think of them. Anyway, that's the rant I have on we need to talk about racism more. And I know this is the first time I've ever addressed racism on my channel and or any of my social medias. But yeah, do you guys remember back in 2016 when a few American football players knelt down during the American national anthem because they were taking a stand against police brutality, and they were no one was on their side, pretty much. No one was on their side. And and 4 years later, they were proven right. 4 years later, they have been proven right. They were talking about police brutality affects black people. And always has. It's never stopped affecting them. That's why they took a stand. And I believe that in less than a week, when the Premier League comes back here in the UK, I believe that a lot of black Premier League players are also going to do exactly the same thing and kneel down. I mean, the Premier League already had its No Room for Racism campaign at the very, very beginning of this season, back in August and September of 2019, because every time a black player missed a penalty, they were racially abused on social media. This happened with Tammy Abraham from Chelsea when he missed a penalty in the Super Cup in mid-August when Chelsea lost to Liverpool. It happened on the second match day of the season when Paul Pogba missed a penalty for Man United against Wolves. He was racially abused on social media. Same thing with Marcus Rashford, just a few weeks later, I think, when he missed a penalty. So the Premier League already tried to do something about racism with its No Room for Racism campaign. And I mean, the worst racism I've seen in football in the last year was when England went to Bulgaria in the Euro 2020 qualifiers, and there were just tons of Bulgarian fans being incredibly racist to the black England players. Most specifically, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford and Tyrone Mings. And the game had to be stopped twice. And the things that were around the stadium, the Bulgaria stadium, there were Nazi swastikas still there. There were signs saying no mixing. And it had a picture, and it had those. You know those images on the front of doors to public toilets for men and women? It had a white man and a black man, and it had a circle around it with the sign through the line through it, in saying no mixing, and they even had signs not that far around outside the stadium that said respect racism. I know I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but all of this is happening. So yeah, racism isn't as big of an issue in the UK as it is in America, or at least police brutality isn't as big. But yeah, black people are set up at a disadvantage for pretty much everything. And that's wrong. Very, very wrong. But yeah, the main point I wanted to make in this video is I feel that Black History Month should be changed into Black Pride Month. Where black people get to celebrate being able to live without prosecution for their skin color. Because if gay people are allowed to have all these rainbows around and parades, and claim that it's all because, and claim that they get to do this because it's to show they can live without prosecution or discrimination because of their sexuality or gender identity. Whether or not you believe that's what it's really about anymore isn't the point. But if gay people can celebrate not living without prosecution for an irrechangeable fact about themselves, then black people should be able to do the same, because they are a minority group, and they suffer things that in countries like the US and the UK, they suffer things that gay people don't. So just remember, it's not only black straight lives matter or only black LGBT lives matter, it's Black Lives Matter. All black people. Well, that is going to be my second and hopefully last video tackling racism. I really wanted to get a second video out about this because I really wanted to talk about these points that I've made in this video. So that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, follow me on my social medias. And until next time, guys, catch you later.